Now we are going to see how we can debug our Nest application with the help of VsCode editor. So if you try to run, click on run and start debugging, it probably will not work. The reason behind that, we don't have any configuration. Even if you add Node.js, probably it will not work as expected. Let's try it out. And it stopped. Since before we can debug in NestJS, we'll have to set up something, launch.json. So we'll have to add configuration for that. So how we can add configuration so that we can add breakpoints here or somewhere, and it will be very easy to debug. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on run and click on add configuration. Here I will select Node.js, and then what will happen, it will create one folder here, and in folder .vscode we have one launch.json file. So what we can do, I'm just going to remove these 3 lines of code comments, and then I'll keep it as it is. Version configuration, for request it is launch, that is fine. Name we can modify if you want. Let's say debug install plan or something like that. Skip files, okay, so do you want to keep skip files? Node internals, we can keep it as it is. If it creates some issue, we'll remove it. And then we can have args. So we will be using args here. So what is args? So here in args we can pass the path of our main file, the file which starts the execution of all the files. So this is your main server file, so we are going to provide a path for this. So how we can provide a path for this here in this? So in here we can select, so here basically this is your root folder, and from root folder what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select, so in src and then main.ts. so if you use quotes here, so we'll have to use quote, and in double quote what I can do, I can put it here slash src and then main.ts. okay, now if you notice, this is, if this is a root folder name, then it is under src and then main.ts. if we run this file, then our all the application files will run accordingly, like it is linked. If you see nest factory is bootstrapping app module, and rest of the things are included there. okay, so now if I go back in launch.json, what I can see, uh, do we need this? I don't think we need this, so let's remove it. And then what we can do, so we will have to add this runtime args. okay, so I'm just going to type it here, you can follow me. Although if you want to know like how this works and what are these commands, then you can definitely search it online in Google. You'll get the details about it. So basically we are using ts node since we want to transpile our TypeScript, and we want to configure our tsconfig. Alright, so we don't need out files since we don't want to create any dist file or something like that. Instead we can keep source map, but that is also not required. okay, so we can put current working directory as well. So okay, and then protocol, I don't know if we need to use protocol. So let's do one thing, try to debug it now and see if this is working. So what I will do, I will just go in login, auth controller. In login I'm going to add a breakpoint here, and then what I can do, I can just go in debug and start debugging. So now if you see, it stopped suddenly. I don't know why it stopped suddenly. Is there any way to see the logs? Bad option, no lay. Okay, let me fix it. So here instead of lay it would be lazy, no lazy. Okay, so now if we try to run again, now we are getting another error here. ts config path cannot find module ts config path. Okay, here we need to use -r as well, and then ts config path. Let me try it again. Looks like this is working fine. Let's try to uh, make a request for the login and see if this works. So it's stuck at the breakpoint here. Now if you hover over it, you will be able to see the data. Okay, so this way you can set up your debugger in VS Code editor.